Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is NXT. We are here in the Hammerstein Ballroom for tonight's episode of NXT, and it's a big one. Why is it a big one? Because it is new time, new managership. That's right, we finally got the general manager sorted out, and he is in his first week of transitioning this company around, transitioning this brand around, rather, should I say, into his own vision. And we won't have to wait long to hear from him, or rather maybe not him, but an associate of him, who will have an announcement to make in regards to tonight. There is going to be a lot going on in this, the first episode of NXT under the new general manager. It should be a very, very interesting one indeed. He has made sure right from the bat that he asserts his power on this roster. And as I said, we'll be hearing from his associate or whatever this accomplice is towards the new NXT general manager. Saying NXT general manager might be a bit difficult to get used to. But that is not all tonight when it comes to speaking, because later on as well he has organized that Edge will have the cutting edge for the first time in this universe, and his host in it will be none other than the NXT champion Coren, who will come out here, I imagine, brag about his victory over Okada and have a few other things to say. But a lot of action is here tonight. We currently don't know the main event, and I guess we're going to be finding out in just a moment as we wait to hear from... Well, I guess we don't have to wait any longer. That glass shatters, and you know what that means. And this is what it means. Here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin, who wrestled his last match in this universe in NXT, and now he is here for the NXT General Manager. I have no idea what to make of all of this, but I am not going to say I don't like any of it. I'm not going to say that I am against it, because it is always a treat to see Stone Cold in NXT. The Rattlesnake is here. The former world champion has arrived. And what is Stone Cold's part to play in everything going on in NXT right about now? I guess we're going to find out, but one thing's for sure, the Hammerstein Ballroom is on its feet for this man, and he is going right for the microphone. And yes, Stone Cold Steve Austin is here right from the start to explain his role. He is the associate, he is kind of the mouthpiece for the NXT general manager around here. The NXT GM may well have to, put the power in play and put the matches in place, but it is Stone Cold who makes sure that no son of a bitch will overstep their boundaries on this roster. And the first port of call that he has been informed to do is to announce tonight's big match main event. They wanted it, well, more specifically EY wanted it, and now we're going to get it. Tonight, we are going to see Chris Sabin and Eric Young in the main event of the first NXT under the new general manager. And if you think that's going to be an incredible match, or Stone Cold implores you to give him a hell yeah, and you can imagine that the Hammerstein Ballroom is going to be well behind that one. There will be no one overstepping their boundaries. There will be no one trying to take on the NXT general manager, because Stone Cold isn't afraid to open up a can of whoop ass on anyone. Retired or not, Stone Cold will give a stunner to anyone who gets in his way. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. There we go. That is how you get it off to a huge start. Austin is here. Austin back on NXT as the mouthpiece for the NXT general manager. And already we have a big time main event announced. Sabin and EY, the leader of the DCC versus the leader of Sanity in the main event here tonight. As if we couldn't ask for a bigger way to kick things off on NXT. But speaking of DCC on Sanity, we are going to get started with that right away. And here we go. Like I said, we're starting things off. Sanity DCC. We're getting things underway with a pretty big match. You saw last week we had Killian Dain taking on Bram, with Dain coming out the victor in that one. Well, we're going to swap things around this week. This week we're going to have Sawyer Fulton against Christopher Daniels. However, Daniels is in a bit of a precarious predicament. He is on his own. Bram has been told not to come here tonight. Bram has been told not to show up at all, due to what happened last week, due to his loss to that man there on the left, Killian Dain. Under no means whatsoever is Chris Sabin impressed with Bram. In no ways is he pleased with Bram. He wants nothing to do with Bram right now. And much the same as we saw on SmackDown Live with Raven punishing Luke Harper, Sabin is almost making it have a retrospective effect. The punishment that Bram has to go through in turn is costing Daniels, which I guess Sabin can try and use to try and twist it against Bram and make it seem like he has done an even worse job for the DCC. But one thing here tonight is we can't say that Bram not being a ringside will be the reason why Christopher Daniels loses. Because we gotta remember, look at Sawyer Fulton. He's about 6'7", maybe even taller than that. 300 pounds. He is a powerhouse for the DCC. He is on a warpath for the DCC through the DCC. I meant to say he's an absolute machine for sanity. My bad there. But we have seen him only a handful of times in the ring, and every time this man is in the ring, he is able to punish his opponents greatly. He has taken it to the DCC in a 6-man tag, and he has taken it in turn to, I believe, I'm trying to remember who he made his in-ring debut against, but whoever it was, he absolutely destroyed, if I remember correctly. But one thing is for certain, Sawyer Fulton is a machine, and that is not something that Christopher Daniels can afford to ignore in this one, as he heads towards the ring on his own. Daniels, representing the DCC, flying the flag high as he comes towards the ring here, and oh, this one is going to get underway very early. Fulton already can't be bothered to sit through the entrance, clattering Sabin in the entrance ramp. Oh my god, what a strike that one was, what a lariat there. And he is just sending Daniels on his way towards the ring here. Killian Dain with a close eye on it. Dain, the only member of Sanity not in action here tonight, of course, with Wwe in the main event. And, of course, Sawyer Fulton in action right now. Killian Dain not in action at all, but he was, of course, in action last week, so I guess that counters for it. Referee rings the bell here and we are underway, and look at the size difference Fulton has, and look at the power he brings to the table in just a moment against Christopher Daniels. Bram or not at ringside, it hasn't made a difference here. Christopher Daniels in a good amount of trouble very early on. Daniels though able to fight back, and big strikes here into the gut of Sawyer Fulton. Looking to fly, and he's still got his war jacket on or whatever it is. But that doesn't make a difference to Sawyer Fulton. He doesn't care about that sidewalk slam. Look at how Daniels is able to get up to his feet here. Still able to fight on somewhat. Oh, maybe not for much longer as he is dumped on his face there. Fulton with an early lead in this matchup. Daniels finally getting a moment to take off that jacket, and wherever it's been disposed of, I don't really think that matters right now, as he's getting beaten into courtesy of Sawyer Fulton, who flies himself at Christopher Daniels. As Eric Young is in the background, I imagine, warming up for his match later on with Chris Sabin. He has got to be thinking about how proud he is of his sanity, about how destructive they are, about how he has two powerhouses by his side to run rampant through NXT. Look at that. Daniels tried for something there, and he is just pushed away with ease by Sawyer Fulton. Daniels trying to recover in the corner, and oh my god, cross body block in the corner. That is just destructive by Sawyer Fulton, as he is all over Christopher Daniels right now. God, that was something to witness right there. Sawyer Fulton completely dismantling Christopher Daniels in this one right now. Kick out at 1 there by Daniels. And we'll see what if Daniels can get anything going in this matchup right now. He is having a lot of difficulties. Jawbreaker there. One of the safest things he could go for, to be fair, to try and go after Sawyer Fulton without hurting himself. And now here goes Daniels, maybe Irish whip. Ducks under, clattered with a clothesline. Well, he tried. That's pretty much all we can give him credit for. He did try right there. Big time lariat will send him down. Sawyer Fulton totally in the driver's seat right about now. And here comes a big splash by Fulton into the cover after it, trying to put away Daniels, who just about kicks out at 2. Fulton is just all over Daniels right now, but he's able to land on his feet there. Praising to the DCC for a moment, not too sure how smart of an idea that was, but here goes Daniels now, all of a sudden with some speed coming from the former NXT Tag Team Champion. He's going to go to the top rope here. Could we see BME? Will it be? It will. Best moonsault ever. BME. Cover after it here to try and put away Fulton. Yep, that happened. Powered his way out at one there, and Fulton is proving his dominance maybe, but he could be in trouble as well. Angel's Wings maybe on its way. No, Fulton's having absolutely none of that. Pushes him away like it's nothing. And Daniels is in big trouble now. Caught there. Caught with another splash. And I have a feeling he won't be around for that much longer. I have a feeling this match won't be going on for that much longer either. Fulton calls him up to his feet, and a gut-wrench suplex will end it. Cover by Fulton. 1, 2. Oh, Daniels kicks out. He's refusing to give up on his leader. He's refusing to give up on the DCC right about now. But Sawyer Fulton is trying to prove to him that that was a giant mistake to make. Oh, this is going to hurt, isn't it? Into the turnbuckle. Look at how quickly Fulton is striking with all 10 of them. And Sawyer Fulton trying to see if that's enough to finish off Christopher Daniels here. Into the cover he goes. Daniels could well be concussed, but he's still kicking out. Daniels with a counter there, just about able to pull one out on Sawyer Fulton. Over the top rope now goes Fulton. Could this be something from Daniels? No, caught with a really agile kick there by Sawyer Fulton. And it begins to get worse. Suplexed over his head like he was nothing. Gonna make you think, you know, if you're Christopher Daniels, you're fighting for the DCC, you're fighting to show your loyalty to Chris Sabin, but how much longer do you really want to go on in this one? How much more do you want to be dismantled by this behemoth that is Sawyer Fulton? And I guess Sabin will use this to pin yet more blame on Bram. Say this is Bram's fault this happened. If Bram was at ringside, Daniels could have stood a chance of winning, but Daniels is still fighting with or without his tag team partner right now. Up on the second rope here. Daniels looks to fly with an elbow drop. Misses it big time. Able to roll out of the way of that one, but just caught with a punch right into a back suplex. You see Fulton there, just hoisted him up like he was nothing as well before he hit it. And now powering away into him there with some simple stomps. Look for something here maybe. There's a counter by Daniels. And Daniels now with a big time STO. Nicely struck there. Into the cover he goes. Trying to put away Sawyer Fulton, but he can't even get a 2 count with it. This is more competitive than I was originally thinking it was going to be. I thought this would actually be a walkover for Fulton. But apparently not. Christopher Daniels has been really fighting with his all here. Moonsault from the second rope. Could he look for the Angel's Wings again? He lifts him up here. He's going to take him to the turnbuckle. This may be the BME. Well, if it was countered. And Sawyer Fulton with a big boot as well. And here it is. Another splash. Hopefully for Daniels' sake, that'll end it. And it doesn't, because Daniels is still persistent on kicking out. And Daniels is still persistent on fighting back as well, all things considered. Christopher Daniels not giving in for a second here. If I was Chris Sabin, to be fair, watching this, I would be quite proud of my my DCC member, because he has not given in for 1 second here. Yet more elbows into the skull, though, by Daniels, just clobbering away there on the head of Fulton. But I don't imagine that's doing much, given how deranged Sanity already is. Misses it big time. And nowhere to run this time round. Gut-wrench suplex, countered by Daniels. What a counter there by Christopher Daniels. But it doesn't mean anything, because Fulton immediately takes charge. Look at that now, bashing his head into the turnbuckle. A symbol of dominance, and he's looking for more unconventional methods for the win here. Camel clutch locked in on Daniels, middle of the ring, forcing him to look at Killian Dain as it's applied as well. Can Fulton find a way to secure the submission here? Daniels will not allow it. He sweeps the legs and he's out of it there. Into a quick cover here, trying to put away Fulton, and Yep, that went about as well as you thought it would. Big time kick in the chest there by Christopher Daniels. Oh, and he's countered. The Irish whip stuffed. And a single arm drag there. And Daniels is having to go outside of the ring now. He has been dismantled by Fulton in this one. Count up to, well, the referee started the count and Daniels returned right to the ring, right away. In the turnbuckle he goes now. Will he? Well, he looked for it again, but this time he gets an enziguri off. There still could be an opening for Christopher Daniels here in this one. Well, if there was, it has been shut down once more by Sawyer. Fulton. Great counter though by Daniels. On his own, but it doesn't mean anything to Daniels because he is fighting for his cause. The cover here on Fulton. Once again looking to try and put him away, and well, that's not really much of a surprise, is it? Daniels has gone for numerous covers to try and win this one, but he hasn't been able to find success. Up to the top rope now he goes. And look at Fulton able to scram away for a moment. Daniels still with some fight. He's still trying for victory here. Up to the top rope. Clawing himself up goes Christopher Daniels. Looks for a frog splash and it's countered. Fulton got out of the way of that one. And here it comes again, maybe. This time the gut-wrench suplex connects. Look at the destruction of this maneuver. The power that Fulton puts in it. Into the cover on Christopher Daniels here with 1, 2, 3. That'll end it. Victory for Sanity here tonight. 1-0 to Sanity. And Sawyer Fulton will celebrate that win. That is how Sanity does things. That is the Sanity way of business. And that is Christopher Daniels dealt with. But say what you will, Daniels fought with all that he could there in that one. And I've got to give him credit. He flew that DCC flag high. I don't respect the DCC. I don't have any respect for the DCC. But after that, Christopher Daniels has shown that he is loyal to his cause. And if there's one thing I think can be respected, it is loyalty. So fair play to Christopher Daniels on that one, but it was always going to be a task to defeat Sawyer Fulton. So there we go. Victory for Fulton. And a good start for him. But we're going to move on to our next contest now. The NXT Women's Division is a bit rampant right now. No one really knows who the next #1 contender is, but there is one woman who likes to believe that she is, and that is Billie Kay. Coming up next, Billie Kay will be in action against Peyton Royce. Not Peyton Royce, Mickie James. I don't know why I said Peyton Royce. She's at ringside. And here she will come out first. Definitely not Peyton Royce. Definitely Mickie James. As she makes her way towards the ring here for this matchup. Mickie James, the veteran right now in the NXT Women's Division, and is looking to try and get her name in the grand scope of things, trying to get her name out there to prove that maybe she should be next in line, or first in line rather, for the NXT Women's Champion, Kairi Sane. Sane being the new NXT Women's Champion, having won that belt at TakeOver, has already got to a bit of a questionable start as champion, has only been in action once since winning that belt, and she suffered a defeat to none other than the woman running around right now saying that she deserves that #1 contendership in Billie Kay. So there is a little bit of interest going on there, I guess you could say. And of course the other woman around here believing that she should have something to say, something to do with the NXT Women's title is none other than Ruby Riott, who we saw pick up a win last week over Ember Moon. But following Riott's victory, she was blindsided from behind by this woman. Laid out in the ring by Billie Kay. He believes that without a doubt she is next in line, and her fellow iconic member there, Peyton Royce, agrees with her. Here comes Billie Kay though towards the ring. And I have to say, it is a bit of an interesting situation that the NXT Women's Division is in. Wonder if the new NXT General Manager will do anything about it. Wonder if he can sort out, because NXT's women's roster is a little bit scarce, I think is the nicest way of putting it. It's only got like, what, 5, 6 competitors maybe, something along those lines, but I'll get to that in a moment, because Mickie James has gone right for Billie Kay here. Seems as if she hasn't been too pleased with what Billie Kay's been trying to pull off over these last few weeks. Especially the blindsiding attack on Ruby Riott last week. Before Kay even has time to take off her attire, she is getting attacked here by Mickie James. And Billie Kay, though, somehow able to try and find a little bit of reversal. Not for too long, though. Arm wrapped around the neck and caught with a neck breaker there. One thing's for certain is that I kind of expected it to be Peyton Royce who would be in this position that Kay's in right now. Well, with Royce being a former NXT Women's Champion, but it is not. It is Billie Kay who is kind of stealing all the highlights in the NXT Women's division. It is her who's got the spotlight on it right now when it comes to that #1 contendership. Peyton Royce is supporting her all the way, though, which is very interesting to think about as well. That Royce, the former champion, is just willing on Kay, who could become the next champion. But I guess in the mind of the iconic duo, so long as one of them holds the belt, that is perfect. Mickie James right now looking for a neck breaker here on Kay, and it's a nice reversal by Kay there. Gives her a little bit of an opening to work with. Reverse DDT will send Mickie James down. What have we got going on here now? Oh, this looked pretty dangerous here. Up on the shoulders. Gory bomb of all things by Billie Kay. And she has been able to take the control of this matchup now away from Mickie James and make it about her. And using her long legs to her advantage there to hit that, I guess you could say, a leg drop. Look at how she is just watching Mickie James trying to recover here. Maybe took a bit too long because the veteran is back up on her feet and ready to go here. James now, running bulldog. Right up to the second rope she goes here, calling Billie Kay up to her feet. Kay in a little bit of trouble. Lovely drop kick there by Mickie James on the money. James will go into the cover here looking for victory. Will she get it? No, she will not. Kick out by Kay. Interesting to think about with Kay is she is not going to keep her eyes about it just about Mickie James, but about Kairi Sane as well. Not Kairi Sane, sorry, Ruby Riott. She has got to keep her eyes about Kairi Sane. You never know, Sane might look for revenge after what happened a few weeks ago, but Ruby Riott might be looking for revenge of her own after being blindsided and laid out last week. But Billie Kay might be ready to get victory already in this one. Big boot countered by Mickie James. And the Mick kick connects. Mickie James caught that one flush and could be looking for victory here. Nope. Not allowed. Big forearm shot. And look at that. Kay quickly turns the match back how she wants it to go. Plants her there. And now will she be able to hit it this time round? In position. The big boot counted once more. Amazing by Mickie James. The veteran always able to find a reversal. Billie Kay now trying to do anything it takes for victory here. Using the ropes as advantage, but no, Mickie James able to kick out fairly early on. Both women counting each other back and forth here. And oh, look at that flapjack. Kay getting all sorts of hung up in the ropes there. And Mickie James is proving that she really does want to get involved in this whole thing. That she wants to be in this. And Mickie James going to look for a DDT here. And she gets it. Right into the cover. Kay could be done for here or not. What a kick out there by Billie Kay. And Mickie James kind of... with the majority of us, they're very much stunned by that one. Peyton Royce watching on here as Billie Kay now, though, in a world of trouble. Mickie James leading the way in this matchup right now. Bow and arrow locked in here. Trying to wear Kay down with it. Stretching the arms and the back as she continues to have it applied here. Kay is struggling to find a way out of this right now, but she has managed to get up to her feet, and there we go. She has got herself out of it. Running clothesline countered there. Oh, discus forearm. Nicely struck by Kay. And here we go. Brings her in once more. Another big time brain buster. And Billie Kay hoping it's enough. Into the cover she goes with it. There's two. And it ain't because Mickie James is kicking out. What does it take to put away a veteran like Mickie James? Well, Billie Kay is trying to figure that out right about now. Nice forearm shot. James in trouble maybe. Oh, this is going to hurt. Look at that. A bow and arrow of her own. Digging the boot into the back there of Mickie James. And there's the big boot. That one should do it. On the money. Into the cover. There's two. There's 3. Billie Kay is your winner in this one. How about that? And that may well have put to bed all the questions about who the #1 contender truly is. But here comes someone who disagrees with it. Here comes Ruby Riott. Riott, you're right away to go after Billie Kay. Ruby Riott trying to get revenge for last week, but Peyton Royce at ringside, helping out her fellow Iconic member here. And Ruby Riott, though, with her back up against the wall right now, with a numbers game against her, is still able to fight back here. Big time Hurricanrana there, spiking her head on the mat. And there is Peyton Royce once more, though, trying to help out Billie Kay a little bit, but Kay is in big trouble right now. She is getting planted by Ruby Riott. And Riott gonna go up to the top rope here. Royce, though, has also gone up to the top rope for some reason. Riott, big time sent off from the top. Royce in to make the save, though. The numbers game now perhaps too great for Ruby Riott. 2-on-1, maybe just too much for her to handle. And look at this. Oh, she's got it. Riott kick to Royce. She got the Riott kick, but oh, Billie Kay got it from behind there. This one just broke out into a big brawl between those two women. Royce getting in, making the save really, but nothing resolved between these two women. Okay, understood, thank you. Right, well, I have heard from the NXT General Manager, and he would like to announce right here, right now, as a result of what we just saw in the ring, next week, we will see Billie Kay and Ruby Riott go 1-on-1. Whether or not Peyton Royce will be at ringside, I guess we'll find out, but Royce certainly helped out her Iconic member there and bit the bullet for her, really. Took the bullet for her, which was a very, I guess you could say, respectable thing for her to do, but she certainly took that bullet for her Iconic member. But Ruby Riott's element of surprise played out there, but will it play out next week when those two women are destined to meet in the ring 1-on-1? We'll find out, but as for right now, Tye Dillinger coming towards the ring here. And as he gets ready to have this matchup here on NXT, something big to announce right now is that NXT has a new signing ready to make his debut. Another man fresh off the indie circuit, ready to show that NXT is all about the present and the future of this division. And we'll see just who it's going to be, who is going to join us here in this matchup. Who is going to be the newest debut for the NXT roster? Who is the perfect 10 going to have to face up against? I think I know that theme, and I will let it speak for himself. The time splitter Kushida is the newest member of the NXT roster. And much like Chris Sabin, he has a monster dong. But we'll gloss over that bit for now, and hopefully we can really gloss over it. But here is the newest member of the NXT roster. Here is Kushida. Holy shit, he has a giant dong. Look at that in action. Well, he comes towards the ring, and he is a man who almost needs no introduction. If you follow the New Japan Pro Wrestling, if you follow NJPW, you would know this man, without a doubt, one of the greatest Super Juniors to come out of there in years. A man with a clear, he is crystal clear in terms of talent. He possesses it everywhere he goes, and he is going to bring it to NXT here. And he is going to show Tye Dillinger just what he is in for in his NXT debut. This, a huge acquisition by the NXT General Manager, has only been around for a few days, and he is already making those big signings. That dong is really distracting me. Can we please stop with this 2K? Please, I beg. Stop with the dong. Well, here we go. We're underway here. Just pretend it isn't there. That's the easiest way I can advise. It ain't easy, but please, it just looks really awkward, doesn't it? Right, well, we'll fix it ahead of next time. Don't worry. Much the same as how Chris Sabin fixed his dong, we'll fix Kushida's dong. Focusing back on this matchup right now. Leaping clothesline by Kushida here. And he looks ready and set to have a strong debut here over Tye Dillinger. And poor Tye Dillinger here was hoping for a break in NXT, was hoping for a moment to get a victory under his belt, was hoping that he wouldn't be taking on anyone big. Well, this is someone who's a pretty damn big name. Cover here by Kushida, and Dillinger powers out on a 1 count. Tye Dillinger is going to have to do an awful lot here with the momentum that Kushida's running on right about now. Pele kick, and Dillinger goes down. Tye Dillinger trying to recover on the ropes here, and oh, a big time forearm here by Dillinger. Nicely done there, and it could be a good opening for him here. Lovely neck breaker. What do you look for now following up from it? Oh, right through the dong. I swear that dong just gets longer with everything that goes on. What's Dillinger going for here? Going out in the apron. Is he going to fly? He is, but he misses it. He had a little bit of domination. He had a little bit of control, I should say, not domination. Going on there with Kushida. Kushida pulls out the counter, but Dillinger able to reverse him once again there. Tye Dillinger making the debut for Kushida more difficult than I imagine he wanted it to be. But here goes. The time splitter now up on, oh god, up and down with a pile driver there. That looked like it did a good amount of damage to him, and here we go now. Caught him in position, the cross arm breaker in here on Tye Dillinger. Will he force Tye to tap out? Will Tye submit to the cross arm breaker here? It is locked in deep. Dillinger with nowhere to go, but he's able to escape it. But Kushida able to get right back on the work, and quick stop though by Dillinger. Caught him well there. And a big time knee as well. He is doing whatever it takes right now to try and spoil this debut from Kushida. But here comes Kushida maybe. Nope. Stopped again by Dillinger. Big drop kick in the back there. Dillinger going to the turnbuckle here. Could he look for the tiebreaker maybe? Kushida in trouble right about now. Dillinger in position. He's got him up for the tiebreaker. And Dillinger nails it. Actually, I don't know if that was the tiebreaker. I really do not know. I wish I knew this man's moveset more. Dillinger. Oh, he's countered. Kushida pulled out the counter there. And he needed to. That was worrying times there for Kushida. Almost looks as if Tye Dillinger was about to pull off a huge, shocking upset. Up on the top rope here. The Midnight Express. Into the cover after it. Will it put him away here? There's two. And oh, Tye Dillinger kicks out. But I don't think he's done for yet. I don't think he's free from Kushida, who brings him in. Kushida back to the future. 1, 2, 3. Kushida hit your winner here in his NXT debut. Well, there we go. Welcome to NXT for Kushida. And that is how you get things underway in this one. And Tye Dillinger wanted to give him a firm welcoming, a proper welcoming to NXT. A handshake between both men, and a matter of respect. As Kushida celebrates his victory now. Well, there we go. The ace of the juniors has arrived to NXT. Will this mean more debuts on its way for the NXT brand? Or is the time splitter going to be the only man here? But regardless of that, that was a great way to make your debut. Welcome to NXT, Kushida. This one should be a very, very interesting talent. You think about all the talent right now in NXT, Kushida may well be near the top of that list. Well, there we go. There's victory for Kushida. And we'll see what this will mean, I guess, in the future. But as for right now, it is time to get very serious. It is time to focus on the big stage of NXT, the grander stage of NXT, the NXT Championship, and more specifically, the NXT Champion. Coming up next, the Cutting Edge, where Edge will have an interview with the NXT Champion, Coren. Well, it is time for the Cutting Edge now, and as Edge comes towards the ring in his rather relaxed gear, he seems ready to have this stand-up interview, the Cutting Edge with the NXT Champion. I gotta be fair, this is something that we gotta respect Edge for. I mean, not a lot of people like to be in the ring with the NXT Champion, and not a lot of people would tend to be in the ring with the NXT Champion, but it seems as if with the new NXT General Manager in town, Edge wants to try and change it up a little bit, and he's actually talking about right there. With the new NXT General Manager, Edge wants to make sure that he can hear from the stars of NXT and make sure that people can connect with them. However, this is one man who Edge believes we won't be connecting with. And now doing his best to just give a rap sheet of what Coren has done. NXT champion, a man who proclaims himself to be the face of this brand. And right now, the first guest on the cutting edge. Let's welcome Coren. And there he is. The NXT champion heads towards the ring. No belt with him this time. But certainly, as per usual, does not look all that happy to be here. You can tell from the frustration in his face. He never really likes being here, let's be honest though. If he has something he can pout over, he's going to pout over it. That's the Coren way of things. That's how he's done it since day one. This is the face of the brand, and he has a little bit of a pout when things don't really tend to go his way. But I guess that's something that NXT has to accept. I don't know, but here we go. The cutting edge is on the air. We are watching, and it's Coren who is opening his mouth right away, and with little surprise, talking about how he doesn't want to be on this show. He has no respect for Edge. He has no respect for anyone. And in his mind, this is a total waste of time. And the expression on Edge's face shows everyone's true opinion of it. And Edge is getting right into the big questions, ignoring what Coren said there, moving on to it, and talking about Okada. If Okada was to come back to NXT, could Coren beat him? If Okada was to return to this land and try and take that NXT championship away from him again, could he do it? And in Coren's mind, there is no doubt. And he believes that is a stupid question for Edge to ask. He has the NXT champion on his first show, and that is the best question he can ask him. What kind of person does Edge think he is? What kind of host does he think he is? And Edge just trying to keep it calm, just trying to say that he's doing his job. And he is talking to him. He's getting a little bit tough for the question now. Does he believe that the weapons gave him an advantage over Okada at TakeOver? Does he think that if they were to go face to face, man to man, he could really beat him again? And Coren is snapping a little bit at it now, believing that he knows he could beat Okada. He knows that there is no Okada after what happened at TakeOver. It is just a shell of the former soul of the man that claims himself to be Okada. And if he wants to step into the ring with him again, he will end the shell. And look at this now. Oh, come on! A cheap shot! A cheap shot from Coren. Completely unnecessary by the NXT champion, but it's not as if he's ever cared about what people think of him. And now taking it to Edge. Double underhook brainbuster. And as if that wasn't bad enough, there is no need for any of this. Come on, man. You don't need to do... there is no need for any of this to be done to Edge. He was just doing his job at the end of it all. And this is how he gets treated. No! Clock strikes 12! Coren snapped to the words about Okada. Coren is still weak and fragile to the words of Okada. Say what you will about the NXT champion, he still has Okada on his mind. No matter what. What can be said that hasn't been said already about that man? What else is there to add? Let's be honest, this guy has done everything now. Has basically done every trick in the book that he can think of for as long as he has been able to. And it continued on right there. There's nothing really you can say, let's be honest. You try and do something, you try and even just talk to him as we just saw there. And you pay for it. That was something to take, really. That was something to set us all back, but it's also the same. But it proves that Coren is not done with Okada. He can't get him out of his mind. He cannot move on from him. He's still got him stuck in his thoughts. And that means that whenever Okada returns to the NXT roster, it's gonna be big. It is going to be a very big occasion when he does that, but as for right now, it is all about the NXT champion. It is all about Coren, and it is all about how he wants to do things. And as we just saw, he just decided to take out Edge for little to no reason whatsoever. Whether or not Edge will be able to be, whether or not Edge is okay, I guess we'll have to find out. But I imagine the NXT general manager is going to have to do a thing or two about this. Only recently took over the job, and he's already got a deal with what so many others have had to. The hazardous NXT champion that Coren is. But anyway, we're going to move on here and focus on what should be a very entertaining match of Shelton Benjamin against Hiroshi Tanahashi. This one should be a very fine matchup between two great talents, and be interesting to see what a win can grant either man in this one. You know, they both want that win. They both want to do something big with their careers. Shelton Benjamin was teaming with Kurt Angle at one point. Now it seems as if that tag team has kind of gone its separate ways since Kurt Angle bagged himself the NXT Global Championship, and maybe Shelton Benjamin wants to be the next man in line for that. Who knows what the NXT general manager has in mind for that one, but one thing is for certain, this one's going to be a very interesting match. And look at that, great deal of respect shown there by both men, shaking the hands before we get this one underway. Bell rings, and here we go. We are underway with this, what should be a very entertaining matchup between Benjamin and Tanahashi. And Benjamin trying to get things underway right away with some collar and elbow tie-ups that go in his way. Got the arm of Tanahashi locked in there. Counter by Tanahashi. And Shelton Benjamin will send him off from the ropes there. Nicely done. And, oh, went for a leaping clothesline, but Tanahashi stopped in his tracks. He saw it incoming and got out of the way. And here goes Tanahashi now, maybe. Looking to try and take control early on. Good counter there by Benjamin. Oh, double drop kick there from behind. And here comes the strength, the natural strength that Shelton Benjamin represents here, that he presents in the ring. Striking away as well as along with his incredible suplexes, and there was a nice suplex of its own there by Tanahashi. Right into a dragon sleeper now. Tanahashi looking for an early submission victory here over Shelton Benjamin, but he's not going to get it. Big knees there, and Benjamin pulls out the counter and went for the clothesline again. That leaping clothesline, and Tanahashi moves out of the way and is able to hit a nice bulldog to kind of retake control. Sling blade by Tanahashi. That's very early on for him to be hitting a move like that one, but Shelton Benjamin's able to pull out a reversal right away. And Benjamin kind of needed one. He was on the back foot for a little bit there, and there we go. Big time German suplex could give Benjamin the advantage. He needs to get back in it here. Going up to the top rope now is the gold standard. Will this one pay off? From up high. Oh, what a counter by Tanahashi. Beautiful thing to witness there. And now look at this by Tanahashi, launching him over his head there with that power bomb. What's he going to look for now? Tanahashi turning him over. Big time elbow in the back there. Benjamin able to counter back there and send Tanahashi down to the mat. Big time forearm shot, and oh, here we go. In the ropes now, maybe in a little bit of trouble as well. Hung up in the ropes. His throat almost guillotined into it. Shelton Benjamin now looks to try and be in the driver's seat of this one. Northern Light suplex into the cover on Tanahashi. He's kicking out early. What more could we see from Benjamin? Look at what a gorgeous T-bone suplex that one was there by Benjamin. Snapped into it, but Tanahashi kicks out very early on. Shelton Benjamin still with a fine shout of winning this matchup, it has to be said, but Tanahashi needs to do something if he wants to be the one winning this matchup right now. All of us, for the last little while, this has been all Shelton Benjamin dictating the pace. Benjamin going to go up to the top rope again. Didn't pan out the first time. Will it pan out this time, though? Up high he goes. Moonsault got it on the money. Into the cover goes Benjamin. Can he put away Tanahashi with it? There's two, and it's a kick out by Tanahashi, who really needs to get up to his feet here. Needed to do something, and there it is. Sweeps the leg away and is able to give himself another opening. Here comes this powerbomb once more by Tanahashi, sending him on his way, but interesting that Tanahashi hasn't looked for the frog splash in this one yet. Interesting that he hit the sling blade earlier, which was one of his signature maneuvers, and just hasn't looked for the frog splash. Tanahashi right now has Benjamin down and is trying to retake control of the match in his vision. Lovely Russian leg sweep there. Into the cover he goes here on Benjamin, who's kicking out at an early 1 count. Look at the strength there by Tanahashi. Elevated reverse DDT. And Benjamin looking like he's in trouble right now. Tanahashi with another sling blade lays him down. Into the cover now. Right away goes Tanahashi. Looking for the victory here. There's 2. And oh, Benjamin had to kick out there. Good kick out of 2, but he really had to force his way out of that one. What's Tanahashi going to look for now? Going to turn it. Oh, and going after the leg there of Shelton Benjamin. Going to take the speed away from Benjamin, maybe. Tanahashi has something in mind here. Up and down for a powerbomb. Lovely bridge cover there on Benjamin. Kicks out immediately, but is locked in a Boston Crab. This is not going to do Shelton Benjamin any favors. This one's going to hurt big time. He can't get out of it, and he's forced to submit. How about that? Tanahashi didn't have control for the majority of the matchup, but a lovely powerbomb into a Boston Crab will end it for him. Victory for Tanahashi in this one. I bet Shelton Benjamin wished he could have lasted longer in that one, but Tanahashi, that Boston Crab, beautifully locked in. No way Benjamin was going to be able to get his way out of that one. He was stuck. He had nowhere to go, and Tanahashi is your winner. What will this mean heading forward? I'm not too sure, but one thing is for certain, that was a good victory for him. Can't ignore the fact that Shelton Benjamin also performed well and was close to a victory. But with that done now, with that out of the way, there is but one match left. The main event is upon us, and it is a big one indeed. The leader of the DCC, in Chris Sabin, meets the leader of Sanity. And here he is, the leader of the DCC, on his way towards the ring. A very interesting one indeed. This one will be one that has been pent up since NXT TakeOver Toronto. It was EY who put out the challenge last week, and it is Chris Sabin who is going to be in the ring with him here tonight. Made official, as we heard earlier in the night, by the new NXT general manager, or rather his spokesperson, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And now here tonight we have this main event in store for us all. I cannot wait to see what will happen when the leader of the DCC and the leader of Sanity collide. One thing is for certain, neither man has respect for the other, and neither man really cares about the other in that aspect either. They just want to tear each other's faces off. They just want to prove which group is the better by any means. And it has to be said right now, all things are pointing Sanity. They picked up the win in the last 2 weeks. You know, this week, earlier tonight with Sawyer Fulton beating Daniels, and last week with Dain beating Bram. It is going their way, and for a clean sweep in singles matches, well, Sanity just need to get this win here. EY just needs to defeat Chris Sabin. One thing that I think is important to take away from it all is 2 weeks ago, I believe, in the 6-man tag match, it was the DCC picked up the win. So, is the good and the bad, I guess you could say, for the DCC heading into this one. In the tag match, in the tag team area, yeah, they do better. In the singles area, though, it is better for Sanity. But this is where it really matters right now. This one, this main event between EY and Sabin. It's the first time we've seen EY come towards the ring on his own, getting ready for the singles match. He was supposed to take on Leo Rush last week, but blindsided him, attacked him with a chair, and laid out the challenge to Chris Sabin. Sabin last week was being defeated by the NXT Global Champion Kurt Angle. Now we are here tonight for this one. Like I said, this goes all the way back to TakeOver Toronto, when EY and Killian Dain were on the cusp of becoming NXT Tag Team Champions, and the DCC came along and ruined the night for them, laid them out in the ring, and Chris Sabin made sure on both occasions to have the final blow. Well, now with nowhere to run, no one to back him up, will this do anything? Will this mean that we are going to be looking at an EY win? Or can Chris Sabin put his money where his mouth is and walk out the winner here tonight. We are underway for this main event, and look at that right from the bat. Wwe flooring Sabin and sending him on his way to the outside. Eric Young off to a fast-paced start for certain, and oh, he flies out onto Sabin, sending them both down. That is one way to kick things off in this one. And look at this, just taking it to Sabin on the outside from the get-go. No surprise, really. This is what Sanity is all about. Causing chaos, causing mayhem. Whatever it takes to get it. On the outside now, Sabin pulls out a reversal to whatever Wwe was looking for. Has him up here, and oh, a brain buster on the thin padding. Just what he was looking for there. Was Wwe, or Sabin rather. I mean, both men won't complain about taking a move like that one. We're going to return to the ring here. Clearly, there is still an intent to get work done in the ring, and here goes Wwe striking the referee on accident there, but I don't think that bothers him too much. Chin lock here being applied, but using the ropes to his advantage. Look at this now, just blasting him in the head. He's busted him open, I think. He has. Sabin busted open already. Look at that there by Chris Sabin. Incredible to witness there, but Sabin is able to turn the match around. Sidewinder powerbomb, and the blood that now pours down Sabin's face might just be a secondary thought to him. What's Sabin going to do here? He's got the arm locked in and flips him over with it. Now he's trying to turn it around into his kind of matchup. He's trying to slow this pace down to how he wants it to go. I think the blood that is dripping down Sabin's face right now is really a difference maker in this one. In the corner goes Wwe right now. And oh, double knees there by Chris Sabin. Drop kick from the top. Sabin's feeling something here in the corner now. Big time flying forearm. And Wwe is down there. Sabin all of a sudden has retaken control in this one. And you can see the reaction from the Hammerstein crowd. They are a little bit more on the side of Wwe in this one. They want to see the Sanity leader get the win here. It's no respect for Sabin. Remaining true, but a leaping cutter will bust open Wwe as well. Both men bleed in this one. And we are barely into this matchup at all. We got both of them bleeding in the ring right now. Wwe gets himself out of that one. But there's a counter by Chris Sabin. Say what you will, since we returned to the ring, it has to be said, this has been much more of a Sabin match than what it's been an Wwe match. Oh my god, oh, just dumped him on the floor there. Hoisted him way up in the air for no reason at all. And Wwe, though, is the one back on, well, tried to be back on target there, but was countered by Sabin. Floored him with a drop kick, though. Down he goes, and Eric Young now will go up to the top rope. Will this one pay off the way he wants it to? Eric Young way up high. Oh, went for the moonsault, and Sabin moved out of the way. Sabin got out of the way, and he's in trouble. Wwe's in trouble. Eric Young is in huge trouble here. Up on the shoulders of Sabin. Down for the cradle shock. And that one could end it. Into the cover with 1, 2, and oh, Wwe kicked out. Both men have left their effect on the other already. Both men have left their mark on the other by ways of making their opponent, or busting their opponent open. Look at this now. All of a sudden, Eric Young is trying to get back into control of this matchup, and a smart idea by Wwe, clobbering away on the open wound of Chris Sabin, and showing no remorse as he does so. Up to the top rope, Eric Young will go once again. Will it pay out the way he wants it to this time round? Oh, the moonsault misses for a second time. And Sabin will look to capitalize hugely. Into the cover he goes, but Eric Young kicking out at a very early 1 count. Sabin looked for something there, but it was countered by Eric Young. Countered back by Sabin. The two leaders giving each other a lot of back and forth to deal with right now. And Eric Young will slow the pace down again with another chilling backbreaker. Now what more could we see from Eric Young here, up on the shoulders into a Death Valley driver for Sabin to endure. Eric Young has been waiting a long time to get his hands one-on-one with Sabin. Into the cover here. Sabin kicks out of the Death Valley driver at 2. And the blood-stained face of Wwe tells the story there. They go for another big backbreaker here, just trying to cause as much harm as possible, essentially, to Chris Sabin. This one's going to hurt as well. Back suplex, and Sabin goes down. What originally was about NXT titles, what originally was about tag team gold, has become so much more than that with these two groups. They just become about dominating the other. Trying to prove by any means that they are the stronger duo, I guess you could say. They are the stronger group, really. That's what he's looking for. Sabin now looking for a power bomb, maybe. Stuffed, though. Wwe sends him over his shoulders. Uh-oh, and Wwe now going to bring him in for a powerbomb of his own here. Has him up. And down there with a big-time powerbomb. Looks as if he was trying to ricochet him into the turnbuckle post almost. That is how you ricochet someone from the turnbuckle post, to be fair. Brought him in there. Clattered him down. Death Valley driver once more by Eric Young. Victory could be on its way for Wwe here. Sabin needs to turn things around and pronto if he wants victory. Oh, no, no, no. Nope, no, this is... I forgot this is a member of Sanity we're dealing with for a second. Wwe wants to do a little more before he closes out on victory here. Wwe has something else in mind. Eric Young is going to take flight. Here we go. Suicide dive. And both men are down. That's what Wwe is all about. Chaos. Whenever, wherever. And he just got it right there with a huge suicide dive to the outside. Sending Sabin back in the ring here. And Wwe could be looking set to try and finish this one. Sabin able to put out a counter, though. Big surprise there. Leaping cutter by Sabin. Could this be the lead-in that he's looking for to end this one? Will it be? No. Good counter there by Wwe to get out of his way. These two men squaring off on their feet right now, slugging it out with each other for the chance of victory.
2, 1.
Whoa, what is Bram? The man that Sabin told to go away. The man that Sabin shunned earlier in the night. And Bram is going after Wwe now. The defenseless Wwe flawed, and the DCC are going to begin their beatdown of him. This is a sickening way to end NXT. The cavalry has arrived. Killian Dain, you're to make the save for Sanity. Killian Dain, you're to make the save for his tag team partner. Bram went down. Sabin goes down. And now the numbers have changed. Now the game has changed. Sabin is in trouble at the hands of Dain right now, but oh, big time clothesline sends him down. Wwe still in trouble here, and all of a sudden, Sanity on the back foot right now. No way this will backfire on them. The DCC trying to take control here, and there it is being denied. And look at this now. Dain sending Sabin on his way. He goes to the outside. And Bram is about to feel the same receipt here. There he goes. And now on the outside, this one's breaking down. Dain to make the save. This one's all breaking apart. Sanity are able to make the save. Killian Dain makes the save of his tag team partner. But the war wages on. The war continues. And we ain't done yet. This ain't over by a long shot. We're out of time here at NXT. We gotta go. We'll see you next week.